Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Uncomfortable Chats. So yes, we have a little different position in the house today. We're currently in the room because I want to try to switch it up. Now, I recorded an episode originally to come out today, right? But I don't know if I'm going to release it. I don't normally overthink my episodes, but I don't know, this one that I recorded, I don't know if I want to post it. So it's not this one specifically, it's one I did on Sunday. So if I post it, I post it. If I don't, I don't. So this is either going to be the next episode or this is going to be the episode that's coming out. We'll find out. We'll see. But we have something different today that I'm drinking, which is Balinese coffee, like I had last time. But it's ginger. So it's meant to be good for your digestion, good for your gut, all the above. So yeah, we got this now. Which literally tastes like ginger and coffee, which tastes amazing. But I don't know, I feel like coming back to London and filming episodes for Uncomfortable Chats, when I was in Bali, it just felt so effortless. And this still feels effortless. But I'm just thinking, I'm like, okay, because there's a lot of things that I have in the background that I'm working on and doing. That I'm like, hey, how do I want to go on with this? How do I want to structure these episodes? Because again, I don't script anything. I don't prepare. I just know I'm going to record. And then when I sit down in front of this camera, I know I'm going to talk. But right before I went to record this episode, I thought about boundaries. Now, anyone that knows me just knows I love crystals, right? I love them. Now, I don't know why, but I have this one crystal that it's meant to represent boundaries. And I looked at my windowsill and I saw it and I thought, boundaries. Because that's something I've been exercising on a whole different fucking level. Is boundaries. Because I feel like in general, since coming back from Bali and practicing being unapologetic, my boundaries have had to go higher and I've had to stand 10 toes on them. Like, no, I don't feel comfortable with this. I'm not going to do this. If I don't like this, I don't like it. I'm not going to bend or fold to please anyone but myself. And I feel like the common theme right now, bear in mind with all my girls that I train and I speak to them, or people that I know, there's a common theme right now where we have to stand on our boundaries. And if we don't feel comfortable with something, we don't feel comfortable with it. It's that simple. Like, there's no ifs or buts around this, right? And I think it's hard when you're someone who has gone through trauma, where you've been searching for love that you never got as a child, whether that's from your mom, your dad, or both. And now you're an adult and you're trying to find it in this big bad world. Because we overcompensate, we do too much because we want to feel like we're loved and we're wanted. So we overcompensate by doing so much for people around us to try to receive this love. And we feel like if we stop doing these things, they're not going to love us anymore, right? And there's other ways that I've probably said this better before. And when I'm giving advice, I've said these things better right now. I don't know why I'm structuring it this way. But anyways, like, it's this whole concept of over-pleasing to receive love. Especially when you've had this trauma or you didn't receive certain things when you were younger. And I understand that. I've been through it, done it. And I finally can say at my big age, I don't do it no more. Like, if it's not an equal exchange naturally, organically, and it just flows, I'm not doing it. So yeah, but there's a fine balance, because you can go from one extreme to the other, where now you don't want to do anything for anyone and you just want to take, or you end up getting that balance right. And I feel like I've got that balance right with the people in my life, where it's a give and take relationship, right? And I think it's beautiful. But from what I'm seeing from people that I talk to and people that are in that transition, because I remember being in that transition and having someone to talk to and their advice that they gave me. And I understand that first, like, you hear things, someone might give you advice, like Hunter, for example, if they love you, you won't have to do these things. You won't have to work this hard for someone to just give you love. You don't have to do all these things to receive love from them. But obviously it takes time exercising it, and also believing and trusting yourself and loving yourself, and knowing that you are worthy of that love regardless of what you do for that person. It's not based on what you're doing. And I think realistically I'm in that place now, and now I'm giving that advice, and I'm seeing people do certain things because they're trying to overcompensate for the love that they didn't receive before, so they're trying to find in others now. And I understand it. I truly do. And it's hard not to fall into that trap again. You have to really, like, and I've had some scenarios where it could have easily fallen back into that position where I'm overcompensating, trying to get this person to love me, or these people to love me, or to value me, or see my value, when they're never going to see it. Like, either people see your value or they don't. And that's fine. Like, we're not all for everyone. And I personally don't want to be. I want to be for the people that love me and see me, for me to be for them, and for them to be for me. I don't want to have to force my way into someone's life, or force someone to see something in me that they don't see. There's no point. Either you see or you don't. Pause. So yeah, boundaries. Boundaries is very heavily on my brain right now, and I just, something in me wants to talk about it. And at the end of the day, like, it doesn't matter if those boundaries are with friends, families, a partner. Because yes, you should have boundaries with your partner, but also don't forget boundaries with your family. Yes, they're family to you, and yes, they may share blood, but that doesn't mean shit. If you've got people in your family that are only going to tell you they love you because you've done something, or you're going to do something, and then when you don't do it, they don't love you anymore, is that family? Because that doesn't sound like unconditional love to me. But what would I know? You know, I didn't grow up with mom and dad like that. So I don't know. People can have their own opinions on what I'm saying, but for me personally, unconditional love means I love you regardless. Doesn't matter what you do for me. Doesn't matter what you do to me. Obviously, there's a limit. We all are aware of that limit. But at the end of the day, I love you. I care about you. We can argue, we can fight. As long as we're able to communicate and talk about these things, then we can get over it. It is what it is. People make mistakes. But there's a difference from a mistake and someone doing something repetitively and is not stopping, and you know that it's hurting them, hurting you. So yeah, boundaries. If you say you don't want to do something, or you're not going to do something, or it makes you feel uncomfortable, don't do it. And if someone keeps doing that to you, whether it's a friend, family member, partner, I don't care. Stop. Don't let them carry on, because now you're enabling this behavior, and then you get stuck in your head. And don't let people make you feel like you trying to stand on your boundaries is a problem, because it's not. It's only a problem for them. It's only ever going to be a problem for the people that are used to taking from you. I've got so many examples. I'll give you an example, right? I got recent examples, I got old examples. I'll start with the old example, right? I remember I had this group of friends, these 5 girls, yeah. And I remember, like, how much I wanted to be a part of, like, not the group, because I'm not a group individual, I don't like that shit. But how much I loved these people individually. And 2 of them individually, I really, really adored. And I was constantly ready to, like, go out of my way, do things, do this, speak to this person for that person, and do this and do that for that person. And when it was a mutual exchange at first, then when I saw the dynamic flip, and I saw myself constantly giving to that person, I was like, this ain't okay. And when I did raise things like, oh, I'm always coming to yours, or I am always doing this, or I'm always doing that, there was excuses. And I was like, okay, I accept them. This person loves me. This person tells me all these nice things. But no. Like, it was always a thing where, oh, Hunter's always this, or Hunter, anytime she comes over, she cleans, or she cooks, or she gives you a back massage, or she gives you a cuddle, or like, she just does, like, Hunter's just that person that's gonna do all these things. So we love her because of that. But do you love Hunter because you love me, or do you love Hunter because of what Hunter can do for you? You understand what I'm saying? So with that being said, like, that was an example years ago that I came out of. I'm no longer friends with these friends, and thank fucking God, because like, when I came out of it, it was like, wow. Because when you come out from being a people pleaser and not standing on boundaries, and even though things are making you feel uncomfortable and you don't want to do them anymore, and you're still doing them, and it's going against like something in your soul, something in your body is telling you, why are you doing this? But you're not listening to it, you're not hearing it, because now you're just going down this road where you're just trying to please someone. And even though you're hearing what they're saying and you're looking at their actions and you know that it doesn't line, but they're like, but they love me. And when you do make such a big issue out of it, now they want to step up to the plate and they give you a little inch of something. And when they give you that little inch of something, it feels like, oh, they've listened. They did this for me. But no. A few weeks later, they do the same thing. Because it's about pulling you back in. And once you've been pulled back in from trying to stand on your boundaries, now you forget you even had boundaries, what you were even trying to do. And now it's this repetitiveness that keeps happening. Happens in relationships all the time. How many times have you had an argument with an ex about, please don't do this, it upsets me, or it triggers me, or this, I really don't like it, right? And it's something that's not unreasonable. And they say they're not going to do it. And then a few weeks later, they do the same exact fucking thing again. And you're like, why do I have to keep talking about this? Why do I have to keep repeating myself? And you talk to that person, they're like, oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to. It's like, what do you mean you didn't mean to? I'm a grown adult. You're a grown adult. Like, this isn't a mistake now. You know what you're doing. How could you not know what you're doing? Right? So this is where, don't be fooled when people are making excuses why they're not standing on your boundaries or not respecting you. Like, if you've asked for something not to be done, or if you say, I will not accept this, and that person's still pushing, no, stop, I'm good. And also learn to tell when someone's a fucking bullshitter. Because the amount of times people have tried to come into my life and been like, oh yeah, I'm so sorry, I will never do that again. And I'm like, okay, cool. And then they do it again, and I'm like, yo, like, this needs to stop now. And then they're like, oh my God, I'm really sorry. I've realized this, and I'm going to work on this, and da da da. And I'm like, okay. And then they do the same fucking thing again. And it's like, listen. And now I'm becoming the problem, because why is it even an issue for me that I'm making it an issue that they're doing it? And I'm like, how the hell are you trying to spin this? It's not like I wasn't clear and direct from the beginning. But people always do this, right? People that don't like holding themselves accountable, people that like their own way, people that, listen, I'm not going to try to understand why people do certain things, because I fucking wouldn't do it. So, yeah, I don't know. I just find if you're in situations with people like that and they're not respecting things that you've asked for or said, or your boundaries, leave. Like, the quicker you leave, the better. And I'm not saying not to give people chances or opportunities. Like, no one's saying, like, to just cut people off straight away and be cold-hearted, right? There's a difference between being cold-hearted and giving people an opportunity to redeem themselves. But if they're not redeeming themselves and you're not seeing any behavioral changes or any actions being taken, why are you still there? I have to ask my own self this question. I'm like, Hunter, yo, this has happened, I can see something else happening. I ain't got time for this. I really don't. And I just take myself out now. So this is the whole thing about being more unapologetic and calling people out on their bullshit. Even though, yes, I've always done it. But again, because I was still trying to feel loved by the people I wanted the love from, I would allow people to get away with more things than I would normally allow them to get away with. If that makes sense. Like, if it was a stranger, they would never get away with this shit. It's because it's them. And it's like, no, you should be no different, because a stranger, hell, I should give a stranger fucking more grace, because at least they don't know me. You know me. So why would I let you get away with it? Makes no sense. So yeah, boundaries. And the most recent one, oh Lord. We're not going to go too much into this, right? But all we're going to say is that I've been minding my business for a while. And I'm enjoying it. I enjoy my personal space. I enjoy my own personal time, right? But occasionally something might catch my attention. I'll be like, maybe I should give this an opportunity. And I'll be like, oh, no. I'm good. Whether it's a friend, whether it's a guy, like, I'm like, even just like relationships with people in general, I'm very, 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 very careful. Like I spoke to you guys before about current experiences with people before I went to Bali and things like that. I'm like, yo, when I start smelling shit, I know it smells like shit. I don't need to question myself and say, does that smell like shit? I don't know. Let me smell it a few more times. No. It smells like shit. It's fucking shit. I ain't got time for it. So recently, something came up and I was like, I'm not sure about this situation. But I gave it the benefit of the doubt. And me giving it the benefit of the doubt showed me exactly why I need to stand 10 toes. And once I get that inkling of it being a little bit shitty, nah, I'm good. It might not 100% smell like shit yet, but it's giving me enough of a just whiff that I'm like, it's like, you know when you step on something, right? And you're like, I can smell some shit, but you don't know where it's coming from. No. I'm not going to look for where the shit is coming from anymore. I'm just going to go, nah, I smell shit. It's somewhere. I don't know where it is, but it's somewhere, which means I'm going. I'm out. I'm good. Because when you start identifying very quickly, people call this red flags. I just call it, you smell shit. If it smells like shit, it's fucking shit. Like, this don't smell like roses. I know the difference. So now I'm not going to try to work out where the shit smell is coming from. I'm just going to go, okay, I smell a little bit of shit. I don't know where it's coming from. I don't know if it's really, really strong. Like, it's not really, really strong. It's just a little smell. It's a little whiff. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna. No, I'm just gonna walk away. Because otherwise, you end up getting yourself in scenarios where someone like me, who's a big empathist, like, I feel everything tenfold. Like, I feel it. And I know there's other people like me that feel these things very deeply. And when you feel things very deeply, you have to be able to regulate what you're feeling and what your nervous system is, how your nervous system is responding to these feelings that you're feeling and your own thoughts that are now processing in your head. And you're trying to put all three of these things together, right? Because I'm like this, once I smell this, but I'm an empath, and I'm able to, and I'm like, okay, like, I'm listening to what you're saying, but I'm also smelling this, and this don't make sense to me. And I'll pick at it, and I'm very direct, and I'll always find out the information I want to find out. But I'm like, okay, not everyone's perfect, and I understand that. I am not fucking perfect, and I don't paint myself out to be. But the difference is, I'm literally, what it says on the tin, it fucking is. I'm literally exactly what I am, and I'm nothing more, nothing less. So when people try to present themselves to me as something that they're not 100% as, like, I'm like, yo, like, just come to me, like, as 100%. Just don't, like, that's why when it comes to making new friends or, like, speaking to someone, I'm like, this shit is scary. This world is scary because everyone wants to present their best self. Like, and everyone's like, I'm authentic. I'm this, I'm that. Bro, you don't know your fucking ass from your head at this point. Like, everyone says, like, I know I'm not perfect. None of us are. But the difference is, I know social cues, sorry. I know how to read a room. I know how to be able to look at someone and be like, okay, I need to now analyze your behavior, physical behavior. I need to listen to your words. I need to now look at your actions. I need to make sure they're all aligned. I don't just fucking run into things in life. Like, I take my time because I want to evaluate. Some people will be like, oh, it's because you've been hurt or because of this or because... No, this is life. If this was a business deal, I wouldn't tell you to fucking jump head first. I would tell you, evaluate it. If someone's telling me they wanted to fucking go into creating a business, I would say, okay, what's the market look like? Have you done market research? Where are you going to start it? Where are you going to do? What's your USP? What's your personas? Who are you targeting? What is this? What's the location? Da, 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 da. I will ask you 1,000 million questions before you just go head deep into being like, okay, I'm just going to open a company and do this. Okay. You go ahead and do that. You don't know the fucking direction you're going in. So why would I not do that with people, right? So I'm just a very skeptical person. I take my time. I'm very personal. Who I'm around and who I'm like associated with, like those are the people that see me enough. Everyone outside of that can have their own opinion of me. And like I've said before, I've stopped caring about people's opinion of you. This person might say I'm fucking amazing. This person might say I'm a fucking asshole. I was both. You wanna know why? Because if I was a fucking asshole to someone, it's because they probably pushed me past my boundaries and I was like, fuck you, leave me the fuck alone. And these people, they value me, which means that they get to see me and I'm able to give into them and pour into them, and vice versa. So they see that loving side. They see that nature. They see I'm a big softie realistically at heart. But ain't no one gonna ever get that from me until you've passed the threshold of me not smelling bullshit. If I smell a bit of bullshit, you're never gonna get to the threshold of that these people are at. That's realistic. And I think that's a healthy boundary to have when you're regulating through people, whether it's friends, whether it's a partner, whether it's family, just regulating people and constantly rechecking situations. How does this feel? When I'm hearing stories, like a lot of people now, since Uncomfortable Chats, and I said this in the episode that I may or may not release, are talking to me about the things that they've experienced because they've watched Uncomfortable Chats. And that is so honoring to me because people feel like they can talk to me and they're telling me things while I'm training them. While I'm training them, I'm healing them. They're healing themselves and they're showing themselves that they are good enough, they are strong enough, and they can do it. While they're talking about things that are very like hard things to talk about. Yeah, in between that set, we got 1 minute and 30 seconds. We might even get 2 minutes. You tell me what's going on. Now get your ass back on that fucking machine. Like, we are pushing through it and we're talking. This is like physical therapy that's fucking at its best. Let's be honest, right? Because this is all... I'm going on a different tangent now. Un momento. Going back to the other point. So, when I'm talking to these people, whether my clients, whether a friend, it doesn't matter who it is at this point, right? And I'm hearing all these things that they're saying and they feel like they're able to talk to me because of what I've been through. Like, it brings me joy. Like, I'm still learning to accept how much people feel about me. Because even though I love myself and I see myself for exactly who I am, because I'm giving something to people and the sense of familiarity and a sense of a safe space, I understand what that feeling feels like, but I don't understand how that feeling feels for them. So when they try to express it to me, I'm like, it's hot in here. Like, that's how I feel. Like, I'm like, I get all shy because I'm like, I appreciate it and it means a lot for me. And this is exactly why I started this. Because I wanted people to feel that they can talk. Because when I'm hearing stories of people trying to say that they've tried to talk in the past with, whether it's therapist, a friend, or parents, or whatever it is, or even partners, and they haven't felt heard or seen or listened to, or they just didn't feel like someone would be able to understand them, but they feel like I understand them because they know what I've been through, and they see my strength, and they see the power of what I'm doing and why I'm talking. It's so empowering for me and for them, because it means you're not alone, because we're not alone. But how are we meant to stand together if we don't come together, right? So for me, that's just, it's amazing and I love it. That's why, again, I'm never gonna change what I'm doing. I'm always gonna constantly be evolving. I'm never gonna divert to something I'm not. And that's why I said some people will say they love me, some people will say that they hate me, that I'm an asshole. Who knows at this point, you know? If someone says I'm an asshole, 9 times out of 10, I would say, what did you do for her to be an asshole? Because you'll find out. Because the amount of love I receive from a lot of people because of my kindness versus the people that are like, either don't like me because of the way I fucking walk, don't like me because of the way I look, think that they think that I think that I'm the fucking shit and I've got a big head, and I'm like, okay. I like all these random things that I'm like, okay. Versus the people that do love me, like, I get shared with so much love. And I said it on my other episode, like, coming back to London, like, receiving the love I had from my clients and hugging my clients felt incredible. So, yeah, the good always outweighs the bad. But even if it doesn't, right, and if you're in a moment where the bad is outweighing everything, and it comes to, like, your personal life feels like it's falling apart, your work feels like it's falling apart, and let's say you, like, your physical health and mental health are falling fucking apart. I understand all three avenues feel like you're fucking about to drown. I understand it, but you're not. I promise you right now, I've been in these fucking situations and I've had to sit down on my floor in my living room in my old house and be like, yo, me and my ex just broke up. Okay, this and this happened. Fallout happened with the family. Like, the sisters then made up lies and now my ex has done this, then the family's done this. Oh my fucking god. And I'm like, okay, then work's doing this and they're trying to accuse me of this and that and be like, I'm not gonna hit target. They're trying to say this, that, that. I'm like, what the fuck? But I know I'm hitting my numbers. And then I had my health, like, I wasn't trained, like, I was training but I didn't feel good. Like, I felt like I was training but everything felt heavy. My training didn't feel good. My body wasn't stimulated. I wasn't sleeping properly. Like, my eating habits, like, I was eating but I was like, I'm not hungry. And this is when I was struggling to eat, when I used to get stressed, or if anything happened emotionally to me, I couldn't physically eat. Like, if I tried to eat something, I'd feel sick. And that's why it took me so long to gain weight after my acid burns. So all these things, when they were happening to me at once, I had to just sit there and be like, I need to breathe. Even when I moved into this house and I had to create a whole business out of scratch, and I again just came out of a relationship and I was like, yo, I need to do this. And I've just moved into a house, and now this is happening with my ex-job, and I've just moved into a house. I have fucking expenses coming out of my ass, and I have no money. I'm like, yo, what am I gonna do? Like, the fuck am I gonna do? I had to sit on the floor. It's happened to me a few times in life, when life just, the balance shifts very, very quickly. Either two things are feeling really heavy, or three things are feeling heavy, or one thing's feeling really heavy. If you sit and hone in on all this bullshit that's happening to you, you're never going to see the bigger picture. And in order for you to see the bigger picture, you need to sit with yourself and zoom the fuck out. And whether you're a visual person or you're like an audio-based person, if you need to hear something, you can take it in, or if you need to see it and then take it in, if you need to write something down, like physically, so then you know you've physically done it, and then now it's taken into from your short-term memory to your long-term memory. Doesn't matter how you've had to process it, right? You need to now learn how to exercise that and do it, because that's the only way it's going to get you out of the shit. Because otherwise you sit in a situation where you feel like, okay, all of this is on top of me, what's the point to live, what's the point of this, what's the point of that? Like, I have loved ones, but you don't feel the love. You can't receive the love right now because you have so many other things that are heavy on you. Like I've spoken about before, if I were gonna post that episode, like, carrying the bag of traumas on your back, like, you're just now putting more and you're just holding it, you're hunching over, like you need to sit with yourself and reevaluate everything and understand, okay, none of this is actually that bad, right? It's really not that bad. And I don't say that you should compare it to other people or compare it to other things that are happening in the world. Just sit there with yourself and be like, okay, it's actually not that bad. Or if it is that bad, okay, it's bad. Fine, whatever the fuck it is. Okay, how am I going to get myself out of it? The longer you focus on what is going on versus how you're going to get out of something or how you're going to move forward, the longer you're going to sit in the shit. See the reference? Shit. We don't like shit. We don't like the smell of shit. So why the fuck are we going to stay in shit? But anyways, the quicker you sit in a situation and go, okay, all of this is happening. Go to one thing at a time and be like, okay, this is happening in my personal life. Okay. Realistically, this is hurting me. This is hurting me. Do I really have time? Like, can I handle this right now? I need to evaluate this. Okay, fine. What can I do to best repair or fix the situation for me, for myself? Like, if you've done something and you now need to hold yourself accountable, hold yourself accountable. If you have tried to manage the situation and it's just getting worse, take yourself fucking away from it. Right? Because sometimes you really just need to take yourself away from it. And you can go back later, but for a moment, take time. And I mean, take real motherfucking time. Like, take 2-3 weeks away from something. You'll get clarity. If it's work-based and shit feels like it's hitting the fan, are you overworking yourself? Have you been like working but you haven't actually been productive? Whether you're in a job, whether you're running your own business, have you really just overworked yourself, or is the business going to shit? If the business is going to shit, okay, we need to revamp. We need to reevaluate this whole like situation going on. Okay, this is where if it's your own business, you should have all your spreadsheets for all your different quarters, and you should understand what direction your business is going in. And if you're hitting a seasonality, okay, and you haven't prepared for it or you didn't know, cool. What do I need to do? Speak to other people in the same field as you. If you're based at a job, go sit down with your manager. Talk to your manager. Like, talk to people. If you're in a job, talk. Right? No question is stupid. And if you're in a situation, if you're unhappy with your job, what do you need to do? Go start looking for the jobs. I understand you could be applying for 6 months to 8 months. Fine, whatever. Keep going. If you really need to take yourself out of it, take yourself out of it. I know it sounds easier than done, but let me tell you right now, if you put yourself in a scenario where it's a fight or flight and you have to make something when you've walked away from something, you will do it. In terms of like, say, like when it comes to your own personal health and taking care of yourself, if you're not eating and you're not taking care of yourself and you're not training, you're not going for a walk, you're not getting outside, of course shit is gonna fucking feel 10 times worse. We're not meant to be sitting on our ass all day doing nothing. This is why I'm so heavily focused on training and to go out and be productive. Even if you, like, I'll give you guys an example, right? So I started walking, I work with this dog walking company, and I basically walked this dog 3 times a week because I realized about 4 or 5 months ago, I wasn't getting enough steps in. I was like, I'm not walking enough. Yes, I move a lot, but I'm not walking enough and I'm not outside enough. And I want to be outside more because I need fresh air, I need new oxygen, I need to be outside, and I also need silence. I know what I personally need. So I basically spoke to the dog walking company and agreed that I'm going to walk this specific dog, because the dog can only be walked on their own, 3 times a week. Now it's non-negotiable. And I love this dog. Listen, she's like a mini me. We match each other. Today we're basically matching, right? She's a if anyone that wants to know, she's Chinese Nikita, and she's like a gold beige color with white. So yes, we basically match. But yeah, I love her and her personality, everything about her. Like, every time I see her, she just makes me so happy. And I'm not saying everyone likes animals, everyone likes dogs, but like for me, this is what I had to do to get myself out. But in general, like, if you're not doing something that is going to be productive for your mental health or your physical, of course it's going to go down worse. And if you're not eating right and fueling your body with the right foods, of course you're going to feel like shit. I understand inflation's gone up, food's more expensive, I get it. But you're going to spend more money on takeout and on that bullshit than you would actually going and buying food and making food. It costs me around £30 every single week. And yes, 30-40 pounds a week, right? I make 3 juices and I make 2 food preps. Like, for me, that works for me. If I then go over that, I go over it. But at the end of the day, it's cheaper for you to be eating your own home cooked food, which you know what you've put in it, than for you to be out there. Damn, my light's just gone. Un momento. And we're back. Someone messed with my light. It's because my portable charger died. Anyways, as I was saying, fueling your body with the right foods and the right things that it needs. Because when you're stressed and you feel sad, like, your chemical imbalances and your hormones are shooting up the motherfucking roof. You need to exercise. You want to create dopamine? Want to create serotonin? You need to exercise. You need to do something. You need to move. You need to eat. You need to stimulate your body. You need to get out of these things, right? Sitting there on Instagram when we live in an artificial world and just scrolling. Like, I was listening to this podcast in the morning, right? And basically, I have a few I listen to, and I'm gonna link them into this episode. Now, it's all about mindset and your aura and mentality and understanding that determination and success, like, will never come overnight. And like I said in my other episode, like, this is something that you have to exercise. It's a daily mindset. Like, you don't wake up automatically happy for no reason. You don't just wake up happy. Like, if you have a reason to wake up happy, yes, fine. But automatically, when we first wake up, our brain is ready to be shaped. This is why it's very important about what you wake up and listen to or look at, because that is now setting the tone. When I first wake up, I'm guilty. I used to look at my phone. I used to get out of bed, check my phone, and my clients message me. Okay, cool. I might look at Instagram for a second, or I might be looking at something, and it, like, that's now set the tone of my day. I don't do that no more. I wake up, like, at least an hour and a half before I have anything else I need to do. So I have the time where I can just look at my phone and put on a YouTube video that is either about practicing silence, why silence is so important, practicing mindset, understanding the difference between consistency versus motivation. Like, it's always reiterating things that I already know because I want to set the tone of my day. And I have the same 4 videos that sometimes I'll watch all of them in the week. Just because I understand some of these videos are like 30, 40, 50 minutes long. And I'm not going to take in everything. I'm not going to digest everything. But repetition. That's how you remember things. You want to remember something? Do it 1,000 times. You will fucking remember. Why do you think you study? So, yeah. Obviously, we started this off on boundaries. Now we're talking about getting yourself out of a fucking shit position when you feel like you're in a shit position. But everything that is going on in your life, it always happens for a reason. Me, I personally believe that. And I wouldn't change anything that's happened in my life. And people ask me, would you change anything? Nope. I wouldn't change my dad raping me. I wouldn't change my mom fucking mentally abusing me. I wouldn't change the physical, like the mental. I wouldn't change any of the experiences. If someone said, here's £1 million or keep all your trauma, I would keep my trauma. Because without my trauma, who is Hunter? Hunter's not Hunter. So why would I take that away from myself? Everything that's happened to me has made me who I am today. And I love me. Truly. And the little girl inside of me is proud of me. And I am proud of who I'm going to be and who I am right now. And I'm still practicing things. I'm not perfect. I have made mistakes. When I fuck up, I fuck up. Put my hands up. But I understand where I'm going and what I'm doing. So I wouldn't take away anything. And even when I know there's going to be more hurdles, I know this journey is not going to be easy. Like, it isn't easy for anyone. Right? We're all going to go through things. But at the end of the day, my journey isn't harder than your journey. And your journey isn't harder than mine. It's a journey. We all experience things. All our feelings are subjective to ourselves and how we feel about our own feelings and our own experiences. So no one should ever make you feel like you are any less or more than them. And I remember, like, someone the other day was trying to justify something to me. They were saying to me, because I had a situation that popped up that kind of like made me reevaluate my nervous system versus my thoughts. And I had to, because I hadn't been put in this type of situation for a long time, and how it made my nervous system feel versus how I felt about it, like, and how I thought about it. I was like, it's 2 different things. And I had to regulate that and digest that. And the person made me feel like they weren't really listening. Like, they were trying to just tell me that they understood what I was going through and that I can just do this and I can just do that, and that Like, basically, it's not that big of a deal. And you're basically trying to tell me that I should just get over it, or I should just ignore it, or it's not that serious, it's not that deep. Okay. And the reason why that person was doing it is because they wanted the focus to be on them. And I understood why they were doing it and how they were doing it and what context they were doing it. So obviously I'm not explaining too much onto this situation, but I'm just trying to let you guys know that when you are going through situations like this, you're allowed to feel what you feel, and no one should ever minimize how you feel. If you're asking for someone for advice, you're asking someone for advice. If you're speaking to someone and talking, that person should be a listener. They should never project what they've been through onto you. And they should never tell you how to feel, because they're not in your shoes and they're not feeling what you're feeling. And even if they have gone through something that's similar, it doesn't give them the right. It's why if someone comes to me, and this has happened before, and they express that they've been physically abused, right? Sexually abused. I will never, ever, ever be like, yeah, I understand what you like. I understand what that feels like, because obviously I've been through it. And then this and this and... No. The focus is on you. Focus is on you. Okay, this happened, that happened. Like, how do you feel about that? Like, what... How can we talk? Like, depending on the conversation with the person, depends on... Like, there's no script for this. I would just be able to empathize with that person, and I'd want to listen to them and understand what direction their feelings are going and how is their nervous system feeling. But I would never, ever try to tell them how to handle their feelings. That makes sense. I would never say to someone, oh yeah, when, like, you can give examples, but you shouldn't be telling someone. And I think that's my point right now. And because this is a sensitive topic, I'm trying to make sure I'm wording around it better. But I would never tell someone how they should feel or how they shouldn't feel. I would let someone feel what they're feeling and then help try to guide them through those feelings. And I would only ever give personal examples to give an understanding of, okay, for me personally, like, I'll give you an example, right? I used to have really, really bad nightmares of my dad's rape. I used to really struggle with nightmares. Like, genuinely, it was horrible. Now, if someone's coming to me and telling me that they're struggling with something similar, I am never going to say to them, I had these nightmares, I know how you feel. I'm going to say, okay, what happens in these nightmares? How many nightmares do you normally have? How do you feel about these things? Like, when you wake up, how does it make you feel? Is it something that carries on throughout your day that's on your mind? And while I'm speaking to that person, depending on how that conversation goes, I will then be like, look, this is how I was personally able to work through mine. Like, it's not easy, and I understand that. This is what I personally did. I will never project on that person. That's my point. Don't ever fucking project on people, because we're all individuals. But yes, the point of the matter is, boundaries. If you're in fucking deep shit, step back, reevaluate, and don't let shit feel heavier than it needs to. I understand it can feel heavy in that moment, in that time. I get it. But you will get out of it. But the longer you sit in this shit, the longer it's going to smell like shit. And guys, I don't know what's going on with my phone right now. But my phone, oh yeah, still got my hands. My phone has died. We had to come back. So as I was saying before, if it smells like shit, get out of it, okay? I understand you have to sit in it and process it and go through it. I'm just saying, just don't stay in it for too long, okay? Because it's just going to hinder the process for you to be able to come out. I'm not saying take as much time as you need, but don't lose yourself in this shit, okay? Basically what I'm saying. But anyways, I'm going to wrap this up because we ain't got time for my phone to be dying again. And to be honest, I was meant to train, but now I'm going to train after my clients. So yeah, this episode is definitely going to get released. I don't know about the other one, but we'll see. But Anyways, I just want to say thank you again for everyone that supports me, everyone that watches, everyone that comments, and everyone that messages. That is my neighbor. Yep, you can still probably hear it. Anyways, I appreciate you all genuinely from the bottom of my heart. And yeah, I hope that everyone is well, taking care of themselves. And yeah, take care, have a great day.